Hey, welcome friends. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in beautiful San Diego, California, where the sun is shining, but it's a little chilly from the wind. And hopefully you're having a great new year so far. I know we are here. It's been kind of quiet. I had my family with me last weekend to celebrate New Year's as well as my birthday, which was wonderful. So now this week is kind of quiet and catching up on lots of little things like trimming roses and getting organized. I'm having a open house this Saturday. If anybody's in the area, let me know if you can come, because I'd love to have you come and see all of the fun stuff that's in the new catalog. I do this for every catalog launch. Just making sure I'm live here on my phone. Looks like somebody has found me, so that's good. All right, so what's new these days in Stampin' Up? One is a joining special, which is going through February, so the exact same time as Celebration. The joining special is not just the $125 worth of product for $99 and free shipping, but it also includes having the glass mat, which you'll see at the glass mat studio, they call it, which you will see down when I turn this camera down. And or you can get $30 more product, your choice of product. And so that's going on now with Celebration. We all hopefully know Celebration, which is a great time to stock up on things because you get free product. With every $50 or $100, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff to use. And I think probably next week I'll bring out all my Celebration stuff and just go over that. Other things are my class coming up. I've got a Valentine's Day class this weekend. I am going to order it special for somebody who likes to watch. And so if you want some Valentine, 4 wonderful cards, mostly made with the Be My Valentine suite. It's $25 for the class. It's $45 if you add the stamp set. And it's $60 if you add the stamp set and the Be Mine punch. So let me know if you want to do that. It's $10 more to ship it to you. I've also got paper shares going for $40, which includes a quarter pack of all of the new papers, plus the 2 new sets of quarter pack of the new sets of the cards and envelopes, which are kind of hidden in the catalog. So that's what's going on. So I am going to... Oh, I know, one more thing. I guess this is only if people are watching this week. If you happen to have stickers at your house that you're not using, I could really use them at my temple. We are doing a day of projects, of charity projects, and one of the things we're doing is I'm helping lead making cards for kids who are in the hospital, abused home, things like that, as well as our soldiers. And the people who are mostly making the cards are little kids, and I know from last time doing this, they love stickers, and I'm kind of running out of stickers. So if you have stickers that you don't want, please just message me with your email, and I will tell you how to send them to me. So I would appreciate that. All right, gonna put you down here. So I can now show you the inside, which is exciting, of my catalog. So we are going to be working with this set, this Adoring Hearts set. And the exciting thing about it, although they don't really show it, is it includes not only a stamp set and dies, but it also includes an embossing folder. And it's one of our hybrid embossing folders, which means that it will, here it shows one here. There's another one down here too that has just words. And this one has, I think you can see it over here. But I'll show it to you up close a little bit better. And the greatest thing about this, let's get that out of the way, is that you can emboss and cut at the same time, which is really kind of cool. I'm going to make you go a little bit closer so you can see a little bit better. So let me show that to you. Now we're not quite as... all right. So this is the stamp set. This is the dies, and oh my, what did I do with the embossing folder? Here's the embossing folder. And the really cool thing is these dies, this big set of dies, fits right in the embossing folder, and when you get it in the right place, it kind of almost snaps in. See that, how it's, you know, I can't really move it even though I'm pushing on it. And I'll show you how this works. We're going to emboss something just so you can see how it works also. So let me show you, and then it has all these little extras of hearts, and hearts that have the, you know, different kinds of embossing or cutouts than the ones that are in here. So let me show you a couple cards that we made. This uses mostly the stamp sets, but one of the cutout hearts. This is another one that uses basically after the hearts are cut out of the white here, then you can just cut this and make a card out of it. This is the card that was my inspiration for the card we're going to make today. This card was made by Peggy Noe, who's my wonderful upline, and she used it in a swap. And then I decided I wanted to make the masculine version of it. So this is the card that we're going to make today, because I realized that a lot of us have trouble with masculine cards, and most of us have a male that we're going to be sending a Valentine to. So let's get this out of the way, and we'll start with making this. Oh, I just wanted to, oh, never mind. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to make, which is the Pebbled Path for the card base, and the Nature Sweetness is that both of these designer series papers. So I think we're going to start first with using our Big Shot. Ooh, it's not called that anymore. Pretend I didn't say that. It's not telling me who's watching, so comment, you guys, so I can tell who's watching here. Anyway, we're going to use our cut embossing machine, because I want to show you how this wonderful thing works. Okay. Whoa. So let's get this up here. And let's take all this stuff out, because we're just going to be using the gray folder. Okay, so remember I showed you this, how it fits in here. Now I'm going to show you how I did the embossing on the paper. This is the paper I used, and it's got that Nature's design on the back. When you want it embossed, which is the relief side, you put the side up that you want to use, and this is a piece of 6x6 paper, and you don't have to use that whole thing. Definitely want to get that crease going in. So you can use, you know, just a regular piece of cardstock and do that, and I'll show you how that comes out. I'm going to put this off to the side for just a minute, because, and I'll show you, don't worry, but I just want to get the machine out of here. And we have one other thing to emboss, which is that piece of Pebbled Path that's in the background, and this is a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm using this little, I call it the hash mark one. I don't remember what Stampin' Up! Calls it, but it's part of that set of 3 3D embossing folders that's a online exclusive. So same thing with our gray mat. All right, now let's get this out of the way. And then we can see everything. So this is the hashtag one. I like it because it's kind of subtle. I don't even know how well you can see it there. Okay, but this is really what you came to see, right? So that's what we call the front. You noticed I did put it in upside down though, because I had to fit this in the folder. And then this is what's left. And you can see how these just pop out. Now, you don't have to do all 9 at once, but you can see how the embossed, maybe you can't, it's hard to see. The part that's embossed and sticking up, that's why I did it the way I did it. So you put it in like this on the front part, and then you put the part, if you're using one like this that's two-sided and you want a specific side, you put the side up that you want to get the higher relief. Now you could always use, can't even see it on the other side, but let me show you one of these. So this is the side sticking up versus down. I mean, either side looks good on these, but I found with this one, that there was really a right and a wrong way to do it when you're using the DSP. Let me show you what it looks like. So you can just take a piece of just regular cardstock. Hopefully you can see that. And you can just emboss it and use this as your background. And that's what Peggy did, whoops, on her card. You see that in the background? It's just a piece of very vanilla that she used for the background. And these are just ones I'm going to use for something else. Don't know what yet, but let's bring in what we need for our card. All right, so this is just a piece of, whoops, too much stuff on here, pebbled path that is 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. Fold it over. Use your bone folder. This piece that we just did of the hashtags, I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And then I think I'm going to work with this a little separately. Let's do some of our stamping. So we've got our inside piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5 to stamp, as well as our little sentiment piece. So our little sentiment piece, how big is it? It is 2 by 1 inch. And I'm going to stamp the I Adore You from this stamp set that we're using. And I'm using Pebbled Path ink also. It's kinda, I think it's a really pretty color. And then with All My Heart on the inside. Now, you know, you could send this to anybody, but when you're sending something like this that is, you know, this would be more, I think, to a partner. And then let's also, while we got it out, just go ahead and stamp our, this is our little envelope. I think I'm going to put it on the back. This is the big heart from the set, and I just thought it looked pretty cool like this across the back flap. So that's it for the stamping. And now it's just a little putting together time. I think I'm going to put this on the inside. You like my glass mat, you guys? Oh, I should have stamped. Some of the time I just forget. You can actually stamp even your photopolymer stamps on here. Seems to work pretty well. I just totally forgot that you can do that. All right, now I'm gonna just put this to the side for a minute and work with this piece, because this is the one we're gonna kind of build up. So first thing is, I'm gonna make a little flag on this end. And I just cut straight up in the middle, and then in from the sides. This looks like I need to do a little bit more towards this side. There we go, so there's that. And then we've got 3 hearts. We've got a red one. Which side do I want to use? I think I want to use that side. 2 red ones, and whoops, that's not the side we wanted. And you notice there's 3 different things on this that you can use. 3 different hearts done 3 times on that folder. And so I wanted to make sure I had one of each going here. So let's get some. Found it easier to get this going and then kind of push this sentiment piece in. But I'm trying not to put my dimensionals too far out to the edge, because some of these are going to overlap like that. I think what I'll do is start at the top. There we go. Now it's suddenly telling me who's watching. Hey Margaret, hey Stacy. Yeah, my wish list honestly got a lot longer. The more I played with stuff, the longer my wish list got. Of course, just like me, just like you guys, I watch people and then I go, all right, I'm gonna stick down my sentiment here. And then I go, oh, I really wasn't thinking of that one, but now that I see it, I really like it. So we tend to do this exact same thing as demonstrators, just kind of go, oh, yeah, I want this. All right. I'm not pushing this down really hard yet. There we go. Yeah, now I think I can. Because they're easy to move until you really stick them down. Hey Cindy, hey Gail. Oh, Carolyn, I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to sort of see you. All right, there we have it. And then this is up on dimensionals too. And you guys know I don't usually like to do that, but you know, there's not a lot of stuff on this card. I used to make cards sitting at my breakfast nook table, which was, you know, right by the TV, and my husband and my son were my consultants always for masculine cards. Whoops. And they would always tell me, Mom, no bling, no ribbon. Well, they said I could use twine. And so actually today, what I'm using is this new leather gold, what's it called? Faux leather trim. And it does feel like leather. And it's got kind of, you know, it does feel like moccasin stuff, you know, leather moccasin stuff, but it has this gold on here. And so it makes it just a little sparkly. Now, don't tell him, but, hey Peggy, hi Lisa. But this is gonna be my husband's card, so don't tell him. But I'll have to ask him afterwards, did I do okay with, you know, still using something that's sort of a ribbon, but don't call it that. Leather is very masculine, so we're allowed to use leather, I figured. This thing feels really soft, but it doesn't make good bows. It's just too bulky to make a bow. So instead, I decided to tie 3 knots. This was a about a 7.5 inch piece. And as you can see, I could cut a little bit off and still be good. And I decided the best way to stick this down was going to be with glue dots. And you kind of have to smush them around a little bit. And I like to use my pointy end of my take your pick tool to get these glue dots off. Where are they? There we go. Having trouble seeing them today. Oh, there's one. So I get it off with my take a pick tool. And then I'm going to put it on here, but I'm probably going to have to smush it up a little bit so it's not showing. Because who needs glue dots that show, right? So then I kind of have to feel around which, there we go, whoops. Because you're kind of going to want them on the same side, right? I had no trouble getting them to stick yesterday. Come on. There we go. All right, 3rd one. And I just decided I was going to put them on the knots because if I put them on the other part, it was really not going to stick right. All right, so I got them on the 3 knots, and then I just pulled it tight. Pull it up a little bit and stuck them down. And that seems to hold it in place just fine. There we go. And now we have our masculine card. Wasn't that an easy card, you guys? So here's my masculine version. Here's Peggy's more feminine version. And I just think they're both beautiful. And they both, you know, have their purpose. We all need a masculine card or two in our repertoire. I also think this would be great as an anniversary card. You know, you could just find some happy anniversary to put on there. Just in general, I love you card. So it's a pretty versatile card here. And that's our Adoring Hearts bundle. I don't know what I did with. Here it is. There we go. With our really cool, see how that fits right there? These are like all your little extra ones. So a very cool bundle that I think, like someone had said before, is, Margaret said before, is one of those, pulling you back up, guys. One of those ones that's easy to overlook. I don't have that other one that's on that same page, thoughtful something, with all the words, but that one is the same kind of idea. It has words. You can just cut them out. You could put ink on them when they're in the, and ink up the embossing folder first, and then you can lay in the die and cut them out at the same time. So just a fun and kind of different type of set. So I will see you guys next week. If anybody wants to do my Valentine class, let me know ASAP, at least before the weekend. And same thing for the paper share. So take care, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.